Good Monday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the YouTube channel that talks about cars and trucks and SUVs and motorcycles and dog it tags. Dog it. Where'd it come with that name, right? Look at that pond. Wow. And that pond is just so nice. And that's how that pond used to look all year round till the lily pads came in. I used to go canoeing out there, and I used to swim out there every now and then, and plenty of bass in that thing. And come on, pups, get away from there. Come on, let's get going. Time to go to the office. So here we go. It's the morning routine. Come on. Nope. Let's go this way. So yeah, here we are on the Monday, beginning of the week, and even for me, wow, what start? Hey, see that hat there? It's the Honoring Heroes Indian Collection. Indian motorcycles, that is. Anybody that wants to go to the Outpost Indians website and donate to the heroes of our country, military personnel, buy some Honoring Heroes Indian motor clothing collection. Really cool. They got shirts and hats, jackets, and monies go to, charities to help our heroes of the country, our military veterans and serving military individuals. So I really like it. How about that, huh? I had a pullover Honoring Heroes Indian thing too. I can't find it. I'm so disappointed this morning. Probably left it in Florida or Tennessee or who knows. Come on, Pops, let's go. Come on. Yeah, so what is going on? What are we talking about today? I mean, for me, sometimes I get lost in the conversation. Has anybody heard that phrase, a loss of words? Somebody says something to you, you're just so stunned of the comment they made that you're just at a loss of how to say something or react. Come on, let's go. Go to the office. Come on, looky here. Come on, Pops, let's go. Come on. Yeah, and I appreciate everybody kind of watch my channel and giving me ideas on the Ford Raptor. I talk about maybe taking that Raptor and look here. Here's the duel. This is the duel of the dogs. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Oh, don't make me come get you. Come on. Yeah, how you like this for the video for YouTube channel? Come on, let's go. Get in. Get him, Ginger. Get him. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on. Good boy. There you go. Good job. That little girl. Eat him up. Good job, those girls. Aren't they just so cool? Yeah, so anyways, yeah, I've had a lot of people reaching out in the Raptor. And the Raptor truck, I love the truck. Don't like the fuel mileage. Yeah, I mean, it's always just about to change up. Is that going to play out? I don't think it will. Ford's really playing hardball, and they're just playing hardball. Ford just has, for the most part, Ford, every one of these vehicles you're looking at, Ford Motor Credit, with the exception of that Jeep down there, and the exception of my Challenger, they carry all the debt. And they're just at a point where they're like, and I got two Mustangs, very expensive Mustangs, sitting in the trailer. So Ford Motor Credit's just like way too much exposure. We just are done. You got to start giving stuff up for any more of your toys. Yesterday, I rearranged the garage late yesterday afternoon to make room for all my toys because I'm just running out of room. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I've lost all my space because of all this stuff. So what I did is I rearranged where I keep some motorcycles. I pulled a bunch of stuff out that I never really use here. This stuff here just needs to kind of go bye-bye. So I made room for, now I got my whole collection of motorcycles way back there. I had to order 3 more battery tenders. I probably right now have like, I would say 10 or 15 battery tenders. Look, 1, 2, there's 3, so there's 5, 2, that's 7, trailer 9, bikes in Tennessee 11, bikes in Florida, just off the tip of the tongue, 13 or 15 battery tenders. And I still ain't have everything battery tenders. All right, everybody, come on, let's go. So, come on. Well, just getting the dogs in, just a major project. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Come on. Come on, pups. Let's go. Willow. Yeah, anyways, so I'll just have to get the morning going with the garage, the door open, because the dogs will be barking and everything else. The beauty of getting the morning going, right? Yeah, it's never easy. Yeah, so anyways, what's the conversation? I mean, for me, a daily show that I have no creators behind the scenes besides myself, me, the pea brain guy. Yeah, it's my show. Can't get my heater going. I'll put the phone down. I don't want to turn the phone off because then what happens is it doesn't match my voice. It doesn't match my voice. So it turns into you're watching a video with my lips moving and then I say something. Mother dog, no idea where that damn dog went. I'm not worried about him. I'll put my phone over here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I wonder if you like the phone way back there. You don't have to see me so close. My face. So let me get my computer going. So yeah, me not having any. If you think about media, the amount of information that goes on, and how you get content, how you get conversations. I mean, it's so much work. So for me, I'm just working off a shoestring. I'm not, I'm just doing this for fun. I'm just sharing information and ideas. I'm not writing down notes. I'm not writing down criteria. I just kind of read things and think things. And a lot of times my conversations, I don't even get to a lot of things that I should have said. Sometimes after I try off video, I'm like, I didn't even bring up that highlight. So this morning, let's track my order for my Ford Expedition. There's a whole other possibility of a project. I'm not excited about the Ford Expedition. I'm excited about that Ford, what do they call it? The Power Boost. Never been fixated on that truck. I like the idea that I could tow with that truck. They say with a max tow, that truck can tow 14,400 pounds. I don't think that package, I think that would be like a two-wheel drive truck, not all loaded up. And that's just beyond believable. On of them, yeah, my Ford Expedition, it still hasn't come in. And got my Heroes Cup, huh? How about that idea? The flags, yeah. So yeah, let's look here. So the Ford Expedition, you can look right here if you want. All the personal, buddy. Yeah. I'm much more excited. F-150 Power Boost. I'm so disappointed that they took all the technology out of it. But anyways, here's the thing. It gets to be a long video. I'm going to be really careful about that. I'm probably just talking about myself all day long, which, that's what people say. Yeah, you're the big N guy. He's like, show me a YouTube channel where God doesn't talk about everything he thinks he knows of the world and what he shows off, what he does, okay? Show me a personality that's an entertainer, doesn't focus all about themselves, right? So anyways, Lost. What I thought to myself was, wow, if you watched the Cincinnati Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs game last night, wow, was that a huge loss? Yeah, L-O-S-S or L-O, not loss, but a loss. Not they lost, not like you misplaced something, but they lost the game. And all because of a defensive, player that chased Mahomes out of bounds and tackled him. And had he not been so revved up and done that, it probably would have gone to overtime. So in the end, who knows how it really would have played out. Very easy. That guy was so mentally destroyed. He was in tears because he lost the game. And for Joe Burrows, how does he feel? But for me as an individual, it's very easy to come to assumptions that he lost the game. That probably would have put the game at an overtime, and then it would have played out in overtime. So who really knows in the end? But that Bengals player, I can only hope somebody's monitoring his mental health, because that guy was destroyed. Because he truly feels like he ruined their chance to go back to Super Bowl, back-to-back Super Bowls. And for Joe Burrows, he's devastated because he was wanting to be in that young man's world of getting a Super Bowl ring at such a young age. And so anyway, so I thought to myself, Lost, what's going on? And I think to myself, wow, that is such a broad statement. And it just says so many meanings. But to keep the car channel going, I'll just, to kind of keep the car theme going, where people, I'm sure, will say, yeah, this guy's, he's borderline, he's a car channel, but he goes political and blah, blah, blah. Stay here, Ginger. You stay in here so I get that door open. If I'm going to be walking down the stairs and turn off the video, and I'm going to have some more coffee. So, anyways, okay, so the car theme. So Tesla, has anyone been reading about Tesla? On the people that bought Teslas prior to Tesla doing a 20% across the board discount, that there's now one YouTuber that has 6,000 petition signatures that's demanding that Tesla refund them their overpaid price for their cars. Oh, wow. I love this. I mean, oh my gosh. Can I get a petition for all the cars I've bought in my lifetime? And after I buy it, it takes a huge hit. And then after I buy it, they have rebates. Can I do that? But here's the point. Tesla is irking a lot of its customer base because of the fact that if you bought a car and, just right before the 20% across the board, discounted cars, then, you feel pretty ashamed, You feel like you kind of really got the wool pulled over your eyes. And there's literally people are just really furious that Tesla, really in their eyes, wasn't fair to them the purchase of their Tesla, because the guy that bought the next one got a 20% cheaper. That could be a $7,000, $10,000 difference in price. And I love it. Elon Musk, I just love this stuff. I always have said Elon Musk, he is the master magician. I really have. I've never been a Musk fan. I just never have. I've always looked at the guy like the guy's shady. I've always felt that guy's shady. He enriches himself on the stupidity of others. That's the way I look at him. And yeah, I've talked about Elon Musk a lot because he's opened up the Twitter files. So, I get a kick out of him buying Twitter. I just think, what is this guy accomplishing out of this? Talk about deception. And the reason I bring this up is that when Elon Musk went to the Obama administration to get the $1 billion package to create the EV vehicle, the affordable EV vehicle, kind of like going back to the Volkswagen age of the Hitler days of building the people's car, the affordable car. Well, Elon Musk, that was his presentation in front of the sitting members of Congress or Senate or whoever approved for Elon Musk to get $1 billion to start Tesla. The mandatory, the prerequisites were for the government to give the money to him. You have to build an affordable car. Wow. Did that ever happen? It did not. It did not. He did not build the people's car. And so he's making a comment. He's making a comment now that, they've got to lower the prices in the cars so that it can be more affordable to the average person. Wow. Beyond unbelievable. Has anybody thought about this? Elon Musk cashed out billions of dollars. Billions. And in his stocks. But yet the stock has tanked. It went from like 370 to 120. Talk about investors being furious of the loss of value and monies that they lost in 2022. That's a whole other conversation. That's a whole other thing going on. And then you have shareholder lawsuits against Elon Musk. We've had two. One here earlier, last year for Elon Musk misrepresenting. I'm just trying to think of the first one that he was down in court. Oh, he received his 50 million or, whatever the number was, 50 billion he got for his pro forma. And people question that. He got his stock options and his pay at that rate or something. And then now he's in court because he misrepresented the company going private. So he's got shareholder suits back to back now going against him. And so because so many people feel like they, lost their personal wealth through Elon Musk's, tactics. And so now you have to wonder yourself, Elon sold he sold a lot of stock, but it's driven itself so far down. Is Elon buying back the stock like the short sellers? You buy high, or you I don't know, however the short seller thing goes. Well, those people supposedly they're at a loss. The short sellers this year so far are losing their tail. It's not working out the way they thought it would. The stock's tanking as bad as they thought they would. Yeah. So, basically you're buying a stock and you're projecting the future of the stock that it's going to be at a lot lower value for your short sale. That's my understanding. It could be wrong. Some of you could be the expert. I'm not. But the whole point is Alon pulling that off? Did Alon basically just create his own wealth again by selling it high, all-time high of his stock, and then he's waiting for it to tank like it has, and then start buying it all back again, and then he'll, do his magical ways and make it, worth so much money again? It's never made any sense why Tesla has more value, and I get it. The argument will be, it's not a car company. It's not a car company. And I just think, I swear he's got manufacturing plants to build cars. I swear that people drive around with cars. I don't understand what this thing is. It's not a car company. It's a computer company. It's a computer company. All right. I haven't seen a laptop drive somebody to work lately. I haven't seen my iPhone pick me up and roll me around and fly me through the air. And this is classic. So one guy's personal interview on the aggravation of Tesla's loss is he makes reference that, for him, he's very, very upset because he paid premium for his Tesla for the next guy that got it for $7,500 less. And he's really mad about all this. And he's just talking about, how that isn't right and the amount of money. These cars are very expensive. Then he makes a reference that, this isn't like buying an iPhone and you take a loan out for it. I'm thinking, buddy, what, the last iPhone you bought, be an iPhone 6? Do you know how much the new iPhone 14 is? These things are anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500. Does anybody know about the payment plan with Verizon or AT&T or T-Mobile or whoever it may be, where you can buy the phone and then over a 3-year time frame you can pay for it? Yeah, I mean, I was thinking, dude, where are you? What world are you living in? These iPhones, these things are through the roof in the pricing. Yeah, so I just think to myself and what also kind of drove me to think about this was, I was seeing myself yesterday. I made my YouTube channel yesterday, the Car Meet the Car Show, and it's a never-ending EV agenda. We are living at an all-time high of the EV agenda, the EV vehicles, the EV. The Toyota, the CEO, Akito Toyoda, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's stepping down because he's lost the vision of the company. He has lost the sympathy and the support of others. He has lost basically his capability to continue to run Toyota, and he's stepping down, and he's even raising his hands, and he knows that. So I mean, that's a huge loss for him personally, understanding that his day has been and now it's gone. And now the whole talk is Toyota really going to ramp up the EV stuff? And I think to myself, wow, the EV, the amount of money that's being spent and borrowed to create the EV world is beyond believable. I mean, I think really step back, and the billions and billions of dollars that is being given to organizations and companies to convert to a greener company, a greener EV manufacturer. The list goes on and on and on. The EV charging station infrastructure. Us taxpayers are paying into all these monies. And as Ice Age people are contributing through gas guzzler tax and many other, there's other, I'm sure we've already even realized that the auto manufacturers, like Ford's raising their prices on all their vehicles. There's a whole article here 6 months ago of what the majority of manufacturers have raised their prices from 5% to 15% on their vehicles. Is that really because they're having to dig for money and use this for the EV future, for the R&D, because it's massive, the infrastructure they're having to build, so they're charging more for everything? I just think it's lost. I mean, us as individuals, we're taking a huge loss to try to create the future of what many don't want. And as I showed you in my video, go to my Saturday video, me walking around Coons Baltimore Ford, and look at all of the Ford Mustang Mach-E electric vehicles. I've never ever seen so many ever to date since the pandemic came in and since they released the car just a little over a year ago. And even the point that I've been told now that Ford is going to have to start putting rebates on those cars to start moving them because they're taking a loss on them. I mean, it's just beyond believable that the EV movement is borderline a loss for Tesla. How many years did that company lose money? And yeah, I know people are like, well, when you start a new business, it takes, oh, I get all that. But you're talking about Tesla's a 10 plus year run. We're talking about the federal government here now is mandating so many deadlines of the manufacturers, converting over from ICE to alternative energy vehicles, whether it's EV or whatever it may be at the end of the day. You may just be riding a bicycle more than you realize as time progresses. I guarantee you these cities like San Francisco, they'll probably have a mandate that if you live and work within a certain amount of distance, you can't own a car. Yeah, wait for that law to come along. You think I'm making that up? I just came off the tip of my tongue. I bet you that freaking law eventually pans out. If you live in these cities, you can't own a car. Nope, can't own a car. Nope. You can walk. You can get a bicycle, get a little electric bicycle. You can call Uber. No, can't own a car. If you want to own a car, you're going to have sitizenship in a whole other state and whatever. Yeah, well, watch how that plays out down the road. You think, even me, I'm saying that, the Iceman's, he's getting deep now. He's getting lost in his conversations. Yeah, I know. I hear you. Right. So I could talk about the loss. Like for me, when I drove that Ford F-150 Lightning truck to Tennessee and I trailered back with a motorcycle, I was just beyond believable of how much energy or how much mileage I lost in that vehicle. I did that tow video just to really share with others how it's not realistic to tow with an F-150 truck on a long road trip. Yeah, you can use it to go to the boat ramp and the local camping, but you start doing the 500-mile treks, it's very challenging. I'm not saying you can't do it. It's just going to be a lot of time. And at the end of the day, you don't save any money. You spend more money to charge your F-150 truck over the road than you would driving a diesel truck. I mean, I ran the numbers. It's beyond believable that you're going to spend more money. And so that's another thing I like about that Power Boost F-150 truck, Azura Gray. I think that truck's just a really cool looking truck. I'm disappointed that Ford has taken away the Blue Cruise because of the chip semiconductor problem. I'm disappointed. I'm buying a Platinum, and they aren't going to give you massaging seats. I mean, so disappointing. These manufacturers have lost their heyday in their manufacturing, and now as a consumer, you're paying for a lot more money for a vehicle, but it doesn't even have all the features like my Ford Tremor, F-150 Tremor truck. It had the Blue Cruise, didn't have the massaging seats, but it had some technology in a truck that you can't get anymore. You can't even. I don't even think my Ford Expedition that I just ordered has the Platinum. I'm pretty sure. I'm just now thinking about this as I'm talking about it. That one key reason I buy the Platinum is the massaging seats. The massaging seats. So now thinking it through, when this Expedition comes in, it won't have the massaging seats. And I've read this. I've heard these stories of people buying cars, ordering cars. They come in, and all the features they really want, they're paying more for a vehicle. They can't get them. So borderline, I'll be looking at Kuhn's Ball Forest saying, why am I getting a Platinum? For what? What am I really paying for? I'm paying a lot, and it just shows like a $365 deduction for this, and just a little deduction for that. They kind of take away. They give you $500 off the car for which you'd have to pay like $15 more for. I mean, oh my gosh, beyond unbelievable. So anyways, the loss. So the car conversations, I could get pretty long into that, but we're going to run out of time on that. I'm going to run out of time, period. I got to keep on moving. So, but what I think to myself is where we are, and it goes right back to the cars, the loss of your income, the loss of the value of the money that you make because of inflation. I mean, think about it. And even people have reached out to me on my YouTube channel, like, yeah, Ford is pricing their trucks out of the market. They're like 10 grand more than they were just a year or two ago. It's beyond believable. And for me, I own a company, so there's a fine line there of what kind of starts to make sense and doesn't make sense when you can have expenses and business expenses. For me, there's a lot of things that drive that and kind of come to closure. A lot of people are like, hey, man, you should buy the Raptor R. The Raptor R, I wanted to order one. It wouldn't let me order one. It's a $109,000 base truck price. Well, without even markup and sales tax on that truck and the added warranty, blah, 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 you're being $120,000. But no, you can't get, I couldn't order one. So I already know that Kuhn's Baltimore Ford, and I'm not here calling them out specific, because a lot of Ford dealers can do the same dang thing. They're going to go for the profit center. So they're going to go for the 25 or 50K 80 on that truck. And I think you're an idiot. Yeah, I just said it. I think you're an idiot if you buy a Raptor R over a Ram TRX. Yeah, because a Ram TRX, you're going to save yourself. I mean, here's the thing. If you pay 25 grand over, 10 grand over for a Raptor R, you're at the $140,000, $150,000 for a truck. They've already done back-to-back comparisons of the Ram TRX to the Raptor R. The Ram TRX is right there all day long with it. So for me, wow, you can get a nice Ram TRX. I don't know how you build it out, 80 grand. Even the $70,000 range, if you real bare bone it, base bone it, factory order and get discounts on it, okay, pay 90 grand. You're at 50 grand, 60 grand difference maybe from a Raptor R. I mean, I know the rich-ass people out there, they don't give a crap. You know, there's people that make millions of dollars a year. That isn't me. I'm just a crazy guy that I just find Ford Motor Credit to take my craziness and run with it. But they're really at the point where I already know the conversation's going this morning. First, it's going to be, well, they're not really wanting to do the deal because they want this from you, you want that from you, and they want blah, 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 blah. And they really want this amount of money down, and yeah. Or, you know, you're going to have to give up a bunch more cars, blah, blah. I already know where it's going. I would honestly say the deal of that truck I saw on Saturday, it won't go down. It won't be because I didn't want to buy the truck. It'd be because Ford Motor Credit's like, I'm done. And then every other bank that looks at me and sees all my toys and everything else, they're like, there's no way. There's no way. This guy is overextended, too much debt, want nothing to do with it. The internal conversation is we already have enough people we're chasing for money on car payments. We're not adding another one to the list. Check. That guy's not getting the car. I get that. You know, as far as I know, delinquencies in car payments is an all-time high. That's what they say. So anyways, the loss. What has happened to us? We get lost in all this media information, the political figures, and how they just talk out of the left side of their mouth, how they look the other way. But I thought to myself, on the loss part of us, where we are in today's country, I just think to myself, wow. Does anybody remember 2019 and 2020? Let's just go back. And here's the thing. Anybody, I would be amazed if the Joe Biden supporter watches my channel. And I could be wrong, but I'm sure they get irritated at my jabs at Joe Biden or the Democratic Party. And I get all that. But at the same time, I'm not here to tell you that you're a bad person. I'm not saying that. And at the same time, I'm going to say, because if you voted for Donald Trump, you're the smartest of the bunch. Or if you're a Republican, you're the smartest of the bunch. So for me, it isn't a channel that I really want to have a division. It's a channel that I really want to look at you as an individual and say, hey, what are your thoughts? I mean, sincerely, what are your thoughts? It isn't, I want to start a hate because of your support Democratic views or Republican views. I don't want to do that. I want to just look at each other and go, what makes sense? We're the citizens who pay the tax dollars. We should have more to say that what we think is right than the political figure says is right. So anybody that's watched my channel, I really have no intentions to offend anybody from their political status. I just like to talk about what, to me, isn't really talked about much. And what I mean by that is, if you go back to prior from Donald Trump losing an election, which that guy couldn't accept he lost the election. And there's a whole other conversation in life. How do you accept losing? Can you accept you lost something? Can you come to terms in your own mind and be at peace with yourself that it just wasn't meant, instead of being devious and mean and do bad things to others? I've said from day one, if Donald Trump would have just shut the hell up, he wouldn't have said a damn thing. That guy could have just shut his freaking mouth up. Wow, he can't. He shut the hell up. If I was his key guy to freaking, manage that guy, I would have told him, shut the hell up, sit down, and this will play out for you in the end, you dumbass. Because what is going on? Since Donald Trump left the presidency, what is going on in our country? I mean, sincerely, and this is where the challenge comes in. Someone doesn't want to admit that they made a mistake. I talked about this the other day, mistakes. So Donald Trump loses the presidency in 2020. New administration comes in 2021. But during the time of Donald Trump being in office, it was nothing but hate Donald Trump, hate Donald Trump, hate Donald Trump, media 24/7, every freaking social network, media everywhere, hate Donald Trump. They point out all the imperfections of him, mock him, make fun of him. That's all I did. And then they made him look like he's a white supremacist and he's the problem in the country and blah, blah, blah. And eventually they ran him out of town, which that was the goal. They ran him out of town. And so, but the Democratic Party's position was, we're much nicer. We're a better political party. We're going to make things better. We're going to make things safer. We're going to make things for this. We're for the American individual. Okay, all right, great pitch. All right, the Joe Biden's administration took over in January 2021. How's everybody's gas price, energy prices, electric bills? How's that been playing out since Joe Biden's been in prison? Don't use the excuse Ukraine war. No. The Democratic Party told everybody they would run this country better, and Donald Trump was running the ground. And forget all the excuses. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just asking where we are. So here we are. Energy prices are up. Food prices are up. Housing prices went through the roof. Car prices went through the roof. Okay. People's income is down 15% of buying power to what it was. So using working individual, you don't have the buying power. Retired people, same thing. They've been, they're underwater borderline from budgeting their retirement monies from everything getting more expensive. Supply chain issues everywhere. Oh, it's the pandemic. It's the pandemic. Well, for the record, during the pandemic, the Democratic states and cities were the most abusive of the policies. They shut everything down. They shut down small business. You would die if you went to a local small business, but if you went to Walmart, Costco, Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, and you stood in line to buy all your goodies to fix up your house and everything else, and you were around hundreds of people at one time versus a small business, maybe the person has 4 or 5 people inside their business. But hey, no, yeah. Beyond believable. But the Democratic Party was the first to go incredibly radical against small business and put them out of business. Does anybody remember all this stuff? Anybody forget this stuff? How many people lost their jobs? And then I'll tell you what, Donald Trump, he was the first guy trying to pull himself to be reelected. He starts all the handouts, the PPP loans, which have been abused by the billions of dollars by people falsifying records, how many employees they had to get a big old fat check. You heard all those stories? Where's all that money? And then everybody gets to sit home and not go to work because they think they're going to get COVID and die. And then the ongoing teachers unions wouldn't let kids go back to school. And how many kids went backwards in education? Is anybody waking up to this stuff? It's 2023. You have a city administration that's been in office since 2021. This country is not getting better. Now the stories are your house isn't worth the same amount of money. Interest rates have gone through the roof where people can't buy their house. The person who bought the used car, they're $10 or $15 or $20 or $30,000 underwater because they bought a car during the pandemic. Be so lucky to get a car. The car manufacturers are now telling you, hey, this is the price. Take it or leave it. Who cares? Beyond believable. Where we are, the loss. So you as an individual, by you supporting the Joe Biden administration, you've helped create the loss of so many things in this country. I could go on for I could spend the rest of the day on my channel. But here's the thing. That's right there where interviewers are like, oh, you're just delusional. You're just a hater of the Democratic Party. No. What I'm saying to you is the Democratic Party said to me and to everybody else that Donald Trump was a piece of junk. He's running the country in the ground, and that we need to get him out of office because we can run the country better. Okay. Well, is anybody here that I know of on my YouTube channel feeling that things are better? Are things better? Isn't crime through the roof in the inner cities? That's what I hear. Isn't fentanyl drug overdose through the roof? Isn't illegal border crossing through the roof? The school systems, you hear of so many kids now. Virginia's being slammed where I live for not sharing the merit awards to kids that went out of their way to study and to be the best they can be, but they're being shamed. Can you believe? I hear stories of professors getting up in front of classes and reading a poem from a black slave, and then looking at everybody in class saying, "I'm a white supremacist. I don't even have the right to read that. I'm a disgrace to this country." Beyond believable of what we are witnessing, what's acceptable. Is anybody eventually just to start raising their hands saying this is not acceptable? Did the Ford product get built off of borrowing everybody else's money? I don't know. I don't think it did. The foundation of this country of where we came from, just hard work, religious beliefs. I mean, respecting each other. I mean, I know, I get the slavery, I get all that stuff. Show me a country in this world doesn't have slavery, and still doesn't have ongoing slavery. You know, so it all gets really deep. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. Anyways, just thought I'd share with you my ideas and views. And sorry for anybody that here that feels that like I'm personally attacking them. I'm not. What I'm saying is, okay, the Democratic Party and even Republicans. I'm not here to say Republicans are the answer to this country. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying to you is the presentation was, when this person gets in office, they're going to do so much more for this country, make it so much better off. But yet now you look at people and ask them, is that factual? Did he? Did this administration do this and do that? Are things better? And that's what a person's like, they don't talk about it. They don't talk about it. It's like that way, I don't talk about it. Right, I get it. Elon Musk has disclosed on how crooked that people are because they can't accept to lose. I mean, that's what I just said. Can you accept losing and go home? And just go home and just understand it wasn't your day and move on. There'll be another day. It seems like political figures can't accept that. And they do incredibly devious things to undermine others so they can win their ways and not lose. Did anybody get the Hunter Biden files, the computer, the FBI covering things up? The list goes on and on and on and on and on. And once again, it's political parties. So I'm not here to be brainwashed to think that the GOP doesn't do devious things too. That's not saying that. But they're not in power, but they are now. So watch. Watch as now the House has the power to kick to the curb Democratic bills they want to pass. Watch how the media machine starts ratcheting up that this country's going down the wrong path because the GOP party's in control of the House and controlling policies. Just watch how the media machine starts ratcheting up the police chasing a black guy and killing him in the streets, and how the George Floyd media-driven agenda is all back again this spring and summer. Next year is election year. So 2023, you're going to start getting your candidates and kind of start getting, tasting the waters. So the media right now is already planning the whole scheme to present that one party is so lopsided and so cruel and so mean that you will not vote for these political sided parties to advance their agenda for the power to be back to the power just lost. That's where it's all going. The media's been very quiet. The media's been extremely quiet in this country. And so the gun violence will be ratcheted through the roof. The race division will be ratcheted through the roof. Then once the House has been in power for a while, they'll start using it, the GOP party, as a reason everything's so expensive and education's failing. This goes on and on and on. I think people probably get that. And what blows me away is it's the race thing, but yet we're witnessing was it 4 black cops that killed a black guy? I mean, sincerely. I mean, how is that race? Oh, I get it. Defund the police. That's what it is. Get rid of the police. Ah, right. Right. It's not about the race. It's about police are out of control and we don't need the police. Wow. We've seen a lot of police. How many police lost their jobs? And what I mean by that is they just raised their hand and said, I'm not playing this game. I'm out. Wow. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching my channel. It gets political every now and then. Every now and then I get a little riled up on it, and that's why I am this Monday morning. Just had some time to think about some things. And yeah, for me, am I at a loss what I'm going to do and buy another damn vehicle? Yeah. So, yeah, I hear you loud and clear. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. What's the next adventure, right? Stay safe and God bless. And thank you for watching my channel. And I appreciate the nice support and comments. And once again, I'm not here to create the hate. I'm not here to promote anybody to get violent. Doesn't work. And that isn't who I am. And I'm not here to offend anybody, their political, favorite. I'm just sharing with you as an individual. We need to all kind of figure out what makes sense versus what doesn't seem to make so much sense. And let's not lose our country. Let's keep our country. And let's not lose our younger generation to what's not good. All right, thank you, and have a great day.